August 2026 weather patterns for South America. Welcome guys to this video. My name is Julian. I'm a climate change student at the University of Copenhagen and weather communicator. And in this video, we're gonna see rainfall and temperature patterns for the month. We've been seeing a lot going on in terms of excessive rainfall across Argentina and Chile, southern Brazil and Uruguay, parts of Paraguay as well. And the idea here is to bring you an overview of how the atmosphere is going to behave in the short term. So I'm going to explain weather systems that can unfold on the coming 10 to 15 days, first half of August. Then the idea is running into some charts. Snow totals for the month. Is it gonna snow a lot in the end? The answer is yes. Still a lot of snow to fall later in the season. So just starting off here with present time, we are seeing more of the same across South and South America. That's a pressure layer here. We see those Pacific disturbances coming through south and then central Chile. And as you can see, there's a system coming as we finish the month, bringing a series of snow showers and rains for sections of central Chile and the Patagonian region. Early in the month, this system tends to reach southern Brazil and Uruguay and Paraguay. So August starts with those rainfall totals again, rounding to values that are not really comfortable since they're having a lot of flooding. Just a good reminder, a good note here that I made. If we see temperatures, they're gonna be running above average for time of year as we finish the month, especially across northern Argentina, Uruguay, southern Brazil, and Paraguay. That's because we have this high pressure in the Atlantic, and this high pressure system here, what it actually does is it is bringing this cold air here on the one hand into eastern Brazil, but once it arrives into continental sections because it tilts here, then we have this air warming up and it reaches the Andes and then it goes down. And as we know in southern hemisphere, that's how high pressure tends to move. So in the anti-clock sense. And then we're gonna have those temperatures rising up into even to the low 30s or mid 30s here into Paraguay, parts of Brazil, and southern Brazil. So a warm period as the month finishes before we have this new system coming here, bringing some showers on. As we see the beginning of the next month, so August, it's going to start more of the same, those Pacific disturbances, now a bit more affecting parts of southern Chile, still something reaching central Chile. So resorts still getting some snowfall. We're gonna see those totals soon. But something calls my attention because it appears high pressure is building up, at least for some period. So we apparently next week, the first week of August, we're gonna have a new system across Tierra del Fuego, and bringing new rounds of snow and rain. But look, as the week evolves later in the week, we tend to see this high pressure blocking those disturbances here in the Pacific. So this is actually good news if we want this excessive rainfall to stop having impacts here, because then the systems, they just stall here. They can't move. The low pressure system, they can move here across South and South America as we have high pressure blocking. And this high pressure, it is associated with cold air mass. So yes, we're expecting a cold surge in the first or even second week of August, as we will see soon. In some models are agreeing with that. Here we can see it is expected to reach 140 hectopascals, possibly being the strongest cold surge of the year. It is reaching the whole Argentina, and its extent may go up to southern Brazil, Paraguay, maybe southeastern Brazil, as we head to the 12th, mid of the second week of August. So cooler conditions finally settling in here, because we've also seen warmer conditions develop here again across Central South America. As we are already nearing the end of meteorological winter, it is common to see this heat building up. Actually, it is summer, since they are in their dry season. tend to have those temperatures peaking in between August and September before rainfall arrives. The monsoon arrives here across Central South America. So yes, that's the setup that we have for the beginning of the month. So in terms of totals, that's the anomaly for the month. So greens and blues representing above average rainfall. And as we can see, we have the trend is those atmospheric river pattern persisting here across central Chile. Also, some of those disturbances affecting central Argentina, southern Argentina as well. And on the other hand, those systems being blocked here across southern Brazil, Uruguay, and Paraguay, northeastern Argentina. Some of it also, some storms maybe possibly here, developing here across Bolivia and Peru. A wet pattern as well. It doesn't rain much since we're in the dry season, but this whole region here could see some scattered showers as we're reaching late dry season. It could mean something in the end of the month in terms of rainfall. And then here we have those below average areas in terms of rainfall. So we've been seeing El Nino suppressing a lot of the tropical waves here, any hurricanes so far. So we've been seeing a lot of higher than usual pressure here and way more clear skies and less rainfall expected through the month of August. Also below average for time of year here, those sections of Aysén and southern Chile, Tierra del Fuego. Although I would say it doesn't mean it's not going to rain, it just means that this storm track will be delivering more rains into central Chile and these sections here, more north shifted jet stream. Normally we see them a bit more into the south. Still gonna get snow and rain for sure. That's some of the totals we're expecting. Guys, of course, I trust your guidance here. You won't see, for instance, 500 millimeters of rain across Aysén, or you won't see 200 millimeters in Chubut or Rio Negro. In Bariloche, for instance, here, this model shows 300 millimeters. Of course not. It can happen, yes, but it is really localized. If it happens, that's just a trend. Those models, they have kind of a broad resolution, means they don't get the finer detail. So it still means that it is really plausible getting those totals around 300 to 400 millimeters in those regions. So the regions I will mention are the southern Chile regions up to Los Lagos, Los Rios, Araucania, Biobío, and going up to Valdivia here with rainfall totals beyond 200 millimeters. We've seen a lot of that recently. That's going to continue through August. And of course, mountain snow with it. Just to give a continuation here into the rainfall, soon I go to snow totals. I know you guys want to see that. Here we're gonna have those those rain totals on 50 millimeters. Possibly also again can be that it falls 100 millimeters somewhere here. It can be even more depending on when you are. Maybe a specific event, a specific front brings more. But those are kind of drier regions, so it is above average for a time of year. So here, southern Brazil, concerning getting at least 300 millimeters of rainfall. Again, localized. It can be that this whole area goes below that, but you never know. It is really plausible that you get those values even above that. It is really likely. That's what we mean. That's the trend again, guys. It doesn't mean it's gonna fall 300 millimeters in all those regions. And here we have also northern Argentina, Corrientes Misiones, so the Foz do Iguaçu region, also Paraná, Santa Catarina, and southern Paraguay getting those rain issues. So a lot of concerns regarding floods, displacements gonna unfold to August. And that's El Nino, guys. That's definitely El Nino's hand on here. Let's go to snow. So here we have an overview of, sorry, that's a bit too much. Let's put the snow for the next month. So here, that's on average. Okay, guys, it's not, again, the model is broad. Doesn't mean it's gonna snow 50 centimeters here, for instance, in Esquel, Chubut, because according to the model, there's at least almost a meter of snow in Esquel. Can it happen? Can. Would it be extreme? Yes. But what we need to understand here is that the model is just suggesting that snowfall will be really persistent in those provinces of Argentina. So we're likely to see the snowfall extending into the Patagonia steppe here, the desert, also into northern Patagonia, Neuquén, Rio Negro, getting snow that could sum up to 30 centimeters. I will be more moderate into guessing the totals here because it is drier there, but definitely not the end of snowfall for those folks after the Andes. Good for water reservoirs, for instance. Ski season, amazing. Besides disruptions, of course, because you're gonna have a lot of those events and episodes of rainfall, of snowfall. Sometimes rainfall as well, because temperatures, as we will see, they tend to rise and fall as we have a lot of shifts on the air masses, especially now with El Nino. A lot of this warm air sometimes comes and it rains in the lower levels of the mountain, but the medium and higher levels of the mountains getting snow that sums way more than a meter here. That's for sure. All provinces and regions of Chile up to the metropolitan area, Valle Nevado, Portillo, you guys are getting a lot of snow. It's quite safe to say that. So don't worry in terms of snow droughts. I think you guys are fine. Yeah. I could also run here into some more rainfall details. So we are gonna see again southern Brazil. I've mentioned getting those totals possibly above 300 millimeters. We're gonna have concerns with floodings. We've gone through that. Also São Paulo, maybe a front coming here and bringing some unusual rains for coastal areas. Here's the anomaly. As we've seen, it is going to be above average in those regions of Chile. So from Los Rios, Los Lagos, Araucania, Biobío, Maule, well, up into the metropolitan area, even the possibly the Atacama region getting some more than usual rainfall, and again, central Argentina and southern areas with a below average. Guys, so that's all I had in terms of rainfall. We might have this break, those breaks of 2 3 days, 4 days, possibly this high pressure coming in at some point in early to mid-August, giving a little bit of a drier spell, leading to some recovery for people that have been displaced. So keep in touch with that. That is possible. Of course, forecasts can change, but I see that happening because it has been really excessive on the regions. Okay, guys, now let's sum up with temperatures. I've been seeing a clear pattern here. Actually, I am using the wrong map. Excuse me. This is the what we expect throughout the weeks. So in terms of temperatures, we're gonna go for a month overview. So yeah, here is what we expect in terms of above and below average temperatures. So we've been seeing that possibly we have this colder air mass, maybe the strongest of the year, coming across Argentina and having a major impact, especially in southern areas. We're gonna see a lot of this snow falling here as well. So it is guaranteed here that it is likely, that we're gonna have those on average below average temperatures for Chubut, Santa Cruz, Tierra del Fuego in Argentina. Meanwhile, southern Chile regions. But then moving northwards, we have this warm core developing here as we reach the end of the dry season soon. Still dry conditions. The soil is dry. We have a lot of clear skies. The sun is rising up in the atmosphere as we reach the end of winter. So we're gonna have heat waves, possibly some heat, more intense heat developing across central Brazil. Sometimes going through Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, Minas, Espírito Santo, southern Brazil. We've seen that already on a sneak peek here with this circulation pattern where high pressure in the Atlantic, the South Atlantic air mass, just bringing those those higher temperatures here to northern Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, and southern Brazil. That's gonna be the case with episodes like this one across those regions across the month of August. So yeah, guys, and then of course that will be kind of an overview. I know there's much more we could go, but then this video will be really extensive. And of course, that's just an overview. In terms of just summing up, where we're going to have the cold coming, again, this model shows that warmer conditions persist late July, early August. But then look how temperatures start getting on average for southern Brazil, below average as well, southern Brazil, Uruguay, and Argentina, mid-month, mid to late month. So expect something in terms of cold coming in and also drier conditions. We can see those drier conditions as well, the anomaly. So where we're gonna weeks where we're gonna have periods of above and below average rainfall. So here we're seeing now the present time for the next 7 days rainfall, the pattern we've been seeing so far throughout the later weeks we had, and then we see that a bit drier throughout mid-month, still some spots with above average rainfall. So it is not gonna be dry. It is just gonna be a break, and then as we near the end of the month, the drier conditions. I mean, they just persist here, right, in southern sections of the Andes, but still this signature of wetter than average in southern Brazil, and something appearing here. I have some perspectives on that, but I would wait because that has to do with a possible early monsoon rain that could be misleading for agriculture in central Brazil, parts of Bolivia, and Paraguay. But let's see how this evolves. It's going to be a subject, of course, for the next month outlook that I will do, guys. Um, that's all I had. I hope it was insightful. Again, please thumbs up on this video if you like it. Um, Share it with people that might like. Follow my Instagram. It's at climate.julian. There you can find a lot of short-term weather content. And if you want this type of content in YouTube to continue, please give a comment, give your suggestions, and I'll be more than pleased to bring more of it. So thank you guys very much. I'm eager to see you guys in the next one for another region. Bye bye.